Two friends, same job, same salary, same starting age. One of them ended up with less than half the money of the other. And it wasn't because he invested less. It's because he picked the wrong kind of investing. They worked the exact same 30 years. They saved the exact same amount every single month. So how did one of them end up hundreds of thousands of dollars richer than the other? Let's rewind. Meet Alex and Ryan, both 25 years old. Both just landed their first real job, making $50,000 a year. Both decided the same night, over pizza, that they were going to start investing $400 every single month. But then they disagreed on how to invest that money. Alex had read that dividend stocks pay you cash just for owning them. Ryan had read that index funds quietly outgrow almost everything else over time. So they each picked their own path. Here's dividend investing in plain English. Imagine you own a small piece of a company, like a lemonade stand. Every few months, that lemonade stand hands you a little cash just for being an owner. That's a dividend. Alex loved this. He wanted cash flowing into his account he could actually see. Here's index investing in plain English. Instead of buying one lemonade stand, imagine buying a tiny slice of the 500 biggest, most successful companies in America, all at once in a single purchase. You don't get handed much cash along the way. Instead, the whole basket quietly grows in value. Ryan loved this. He wanted growth, not cash. Year 1. Both accounts looked almost identical. Alex had $4,800 invested. Ryan had $4,800 invested. Alex's account showed a little cash dividend sitting there, about $130 for the year. Ryan's account showed no cash at all, just a number that had grown slightly. At this point, Alex felt like he was winning. And that feeling is exactly why so many beginners choose dividends first. Seeing real cash land in your account feels like proof that investing is working. It feels rewarding. It feels safe. But feeling good and building wealth are not always the same thing. Fast forward to year 5. Both had invested $24,000 total. Alex's account was worth about $29,500. Ryan's account was worth about $31,800. Still close. Still no big deal. Nobody would have noticed the difference yet. Here's what was happening behind the scenes. Alex's dividend stocks were growing slower in price, but paying him cash. Ryan's index fund wasn't paying him cash, but it was growing faster in price. And importantly, it owned hundreds of companies instead of just a handful. Here's the money lesson most beginners never learn. What actually matters isn't just the cash you receive, it's your total return. That means price growth plus any cash paid to you added together. A stock can pay you a big dividend and still lose you money overall if the stock price falls. Growth counts too. Year 10. Both had invested $48,000 total. Alex's account, $71,000. Ryan's account, $86,000. That's a $15,000 difference. Same contributions, same years, $15,000 apart. Here's the twist people miss. Ryan wasn't avoiding dividends entirely. His index fund actually paid small dividends too. But Ryan set his account to automatically reinvest every single dollar back into more shares. Alex, on the other hand, was spending some of this dividend cash on dinners out. Small decision, big consequence. This is where a small habit turns into massive money. Just a 1% difference in how your money grows every year because of fees, reinvestment, or stock selection can cost you $87,000 over a 30-year investing lifetime on a modest monthly contribution. 1%, $87,000. Year 15. Alex started noticing the gap. His account, $131,000. Ryan's account, $167,000. A $36,000 difference. Alex started asking, did I pick the wrong strategy? Now, before you swear off dividend stocks forever, let's be fair. Dividend investing isn't a mistake. It's a different tool for a different job. It's often used by people closer to retirement who want steady cash flow instead of pure growth. Alex just used a retirement tool during his growth years. There was a second issue. Alex only owned 8 dividend-paying companies. When 2 of them cut their dividends during a rough economic year, his cash flow dropped and his stock prices dropped too. Ryan's fund owned 500 companies, so when a few struggled, hundreds of others kept things stable. Here's something even sneakier. Every year, Alex had to pay taxes on the cash dividends he received, even the ones he reinvested. Ryan, holding a fund that rarely paid big dividends, delayed almost all of his taxes until he actually sold, decades later. That's more of his money staying investing and compounding year after year. Year 20. Alex's account,
$246,000. Ryan's account, $342,000. Now we're talking about a $96,000 gap, almost 6 figures apart, from the same monthly contribution. This is compound interest doing what it does best, snowballing. Small early differences don't look like much, but given enough years, a slightly faster snowball rolling downhill becomes an enormous boulder, while the slower one is still just a snowball. By year 25, Alex couldn't ignore it anymore. His account, $389,000. Ryan's account, $567,000. A $178,000 gap. Alex finally sat down with Ryan and asked him, "What am I doing wrong?" Ryan's answer was simple. "I didn't pick better stocks than you. I just picked more of them, reinvested everything automatically, and let time do the heavy lifting. I didn't have to be smart. I just had to be patient and consistent." Now, year 30, retirement age. Alex's account, $612,000. Ryan's account, $1,038,000. Ryan became a millionaire. Alex did not. Same $400 a month, same 30 years. A $426,000 difference, simply from the type of investment they chose and how they managed it. Let's see how that gap grew, step by step. Year 5, a $2,300 difference. Year 10, $15,000. Year 15, $36,000. Year 20, $96,000. Year 25, $178,000. Year 30, $426,000. It didn't happen overnight. It happened quietly, every single year, compounding. Now, here's something important. Alex did not fail. He still ended up with $612,000, more than most people ever save in a lifetime. Investing something, consistently, in almost anything reasonable, still beats not investing at all. The real story here isn't Alex lost, it's Ryan found a way to win even more. So what actually made the difference? 3 things. 1. Diversification, owning hundreds of companies instead of a handful. 2. Reinvestment, letting every dollar keep working instead of spending it. 3. Tax efficiency, letting the money grow undisturbed for as long as possible. Here's the honest truth. This isn't really a story about stocks versus funds. It's a story about behavior. The difference wasn't income. It wasn't luck. It was behavior. What they did with the same $400 every single month for 30 years straight. One fair note before we wrap up. The market doesn't move in a straight line for anyone. Both Alex and Ryan lived through crashes, recoveries, and years where their accounts temporarily dropped. Nothing here is a guarantee. Past growth doesn't promise future growth, but the habits they built are what actually shaped the outcome over time. So the next time someone tells you investing is about picking the perfect stock, remember Alex and Ryan. It was never about being perfect. It was about picking a simple, diversified strategy, automating it, and letting 30 years of consistency do something neither of them could have done with willpower alone. If this story changed the way you think about your own $400 a month, hit subscribe. WealthCat breaks down one real money story every single week that could reshape your future. And I want to know, are you Team Alex or Team Ryan? Drop your answer in the comments below. If you found this eye-opening, hit subscribe. WealthCat breaks down one money story every single week that could change how you think about your own future. And drop a comment. Are you Team Alex or Team Ryan? Let's see which side wins in the comments.